Alright, welcome to this live cast of League of Empires. We have Druzhina here versus Russia F. This is a first division game. Top division, pretty darn decent level player those. And yeah, can't wait to see what they're up to this time around. I'm gonna start since it's arena, it's a rather slow start. I'm just gonna talk a little bit on players, rankings, civs and everything, because mainly the first 15-20 minutes of an arena game is just setting up for the fast castle usually anyway. So let's start with Russia F here. Let's see if I can pull up my my players ranking sheet here. Let's see, I might not have all of them, but let's start with Grin here. Has a 1566 1v1 rating, pretty decent. Plays with Chinese for arena. We don't see that a lot. Note how they move out immediately to try and find some snag some enemy sheep from outside the walls. Classic arena play. Try and sneak the enemy sheep before they get them themselves. So Grin 1566 playing as Chinese flank here. Then for the pocket is, believe me, I wasn't able to fetch their ranking, but let's see. There we go, 1649 is the ranking of, believe me, their pocket player. Pocket Lithuanians, fantastic mobile civ with some of the best paladins in the game. If you can snag all relics, or at least 4 relics, you get a +4 attack on your knights and paladins, etc. So very strong monks as well. We could of course see monks in play on arena. That was a very long garrison though for these hunters. But that's fine. We have Lithuanians pocket. Expect them to bring knights and later on paladins onto the field there. They have great trash as well as in pikes and spearmen, but that's not usually something you see in play in a team game unless you fall very far behind and need some desperate option to deal with enemy cavalry. Now for the left side flank of Russia F is Mr. Moan. Let's see if I can find his rating here as well. It's currently rated 1397, and that would make Mr. Moan the lowest rated player of all the players in this matchup. That said, Mr. Moan has been up in the 1500s, so it's still a force to be reckoned with here. And we have Britain's flank for Mr. Moan. Britain's some of the best archers in the game in terms of range. With all the full upgrades, you get arbalists with 5+6 range in Imperial Age, and that's pretty crazy. You could snipe even onagers from that distance. So siege not as much of a threat to Britons as to other civs. Britons will most definitely provide archers to the field though, and yeah. Looks like pretty standard setup here, but with likely both sides of Russia F here to provide archers, and then you had a pocket to complement that with knights and paladins and such. Okay, Grin actually one villager behind here. Chinese must have had a bit of a rough start here with Chinese getting that food count going. A bit of a surprise on arena there, but just one villager behind. 2 actually total. A bit of a rough start for Grin over here, considering that Chinese actually start with 3 extra villagers, but no food, however. And that's a setback on arena, because lacking food and also a little bit of wood, that sets you back in terms of getting an efficient fast castle age. But now let's go to the Druzhina here. Start with the left side flank here, Mongols flank for the Ant-Man. So I wonder what kind of shenanigans Ant-Man has planned with Mongols here. You could easily justify a castle drop and go for the Mango Day straight away. But then again, Ant-Man is a fantastic boomer player, solid eco, good with cavalry. So I think he'll opt for 3 TCs first and then go into the Mango Day later, into Elite Mango Day. But certainly with the players this close and the stones positioned like this, absolutely possible to do a castle drop as well. If Ant-Man is able to scout that Grin's stone here is forward, then I think a castle drop is absolutely justified, because if you place the castle here, you deny the stone of Grin, and Grin will be forced to buy a stone for a castle to get a defensive castle up if he hasn't already mined enough. And you don't necessarily expect Chinese to go for a castle drop place. So that could actually be viable here. It's not something you see a lot these days though, because in a team game you have three scouts total here, right? They could work together and stop the castle drop, scout and stop it before it happens if you're well coordinated with your team. But Atman with the Mongols, I expect him to go into a bit of a boom play and then probably into Mangudai as the game moves on. For their pocket, we have Adal here as the Cumans. Cumans, pretty solid on cab save overall. We see a very early feudal age here for Adal, and actually pretty darn early for Believe Me as well. So both actually going up at 21 pop. I'm not sure what Believe Me's play is with this, but looks like he will not be struggling with food to get up here. So I think Believe Me is setting up for a fast castle here with Lithuanians, making use of that extra 150 food, whereas Adolf is going to drop his second feudal HTC, as can be done with Cumans. So he's going to go into double TC boom here, and yeah, stay for an extended feudal. Maybe even sling the teammates could be a play for Arena, but setting up the eco like this with Cuman and having that head start to multiple TCs will give you a serious eco advantage going into the castle age. Committing 9 villagers here to this TC. It takes longer to build the second Cuban's TC, so that's why they're committing this many. I would say Lithuanians player up to the cast stage already with a 24 pop top. That's pretty impressive, but Lithuanians with that extra food can certainly pull that off. Finally, for the last player of Druzhina here is JCP Kill with the Malay on the right hand side. Going up here with 27 population, dropping the blacksmith market, and we'll be going straight for the castle age, and we'll almost catch up with the Lithuanians player here because Malay actually researched the ages 66% faster. So potential huge advantage on Arena there, get to the power spikes of crossbows or arbalest earlier, not to mention trebs for Castle Wars later on. We have a bit of a run in here, looks like scouts are pretty even in HP here, but Ant-Man got the upper hand. They are working together. Ant-Man tries to flee here, but is going to be encircled by... Wait, that's Adult, so these guys are fine, I think. Ant-Man pulls away, he's being chased now, but with Adolf, nice teamwork there actually to try and snipe Believe Me Scout here. And there comes JSP as well, so they might actually be able to snipe 1 or 2 scouts of Russia F here now. But Adal, high 1600 range, the pocket, and the 2 flanks of Druzhina are in the high 1700s, so they should be favored here in this matchup in terms of elo, but you never know with Arena plays. Bit of a mess here, Adal. Yeah, 2 scouts down, so 1 scout for each team here. Looks like Mr. Moan might lose his as well. Let's see. Doink. And we have the castle ages in for the players here. Note that JSP Kill wasn't really that far behind, Believe Me here after all, since Malay aged up faster. This is Scout Slaughterfest here. Although the 3 kills already, his Scout really had a... This is fantastic for Druzhina actually, because now if Ant-Man or any of the flanks go for a castle drop, there's no way that Russia F can scout it. So we're actually going quite heavily onto stone here. Doesn't mean that the castle needs to be forward for Ant-Man for that reason, but it's absolutely an option. We see him committing to 11 to wood here, 3 on gold. But first goes into multiple DCs here. Yeah, makes sense to set up the eco for the long run here. Players Grin still in the feudal age, right around the corner of Castle Age here as well. Only 3 farms, which I find surprising with Chinese, but Chinese farms, they have more, they provide more food as well. Already on stone, wants that defensive castle up. Maybe we go into Chukanus later here. Adolf with the market blacksmith now could be thinking about preparing for that castle age click as well. He's consistently producing out 2 TCs and most certainly is the one with the most villagers for now. We have 3 TC boom for Lithuanians though, so there's no guarantee that Adolf will be the one with the superior villager lead once he reaches cast stage here. Because when he's researching cast stage, he'll need to use 1 or 2 TCs to research that. And with the Lithuanians player already in cast stage with 3 TCs, they will be catching up when Adolf is producing only 1. JSPKL going heavy on the relics here. I love that. They aren't really being contested by the Lithuanians player yet. No monastery for Mr. Moan here, which is peculiar to be with Lithuanians. You really want those relics. You can't just give them away like this. There's literally no army on the field for Russia F for the time being. They are not stressing those relics. Adal on the way to the cast age with 49 builders in the population. Believe me, just slightly behind with 45, but with triple TC production of builders. I see Adal with the house walls here, so he wants to keep any aggression out. Could be that he is setting up for Sling, actually. I love the outpost addition of Gwyn here, just in case a forward castle drop is to happen. Since he doesn't have the scout anymore, puts up an outpost to make sure that any forward aggression here could be spotted. Another outpost, maybe to get a grasp of what Ant-Man is up to on this side. Yeah, isn't going to get any vision inside the Ant-Man space just yet. Here comes the cast stage for Mr. Adolwolf here. With quite a bit of resources in the bank, dropping a university now and a siege workshop. So I don't know. Are we looking at sort of a fast imperial for humans here or something, or I'm not sure. Yeah, sneaky outpost here. Adolwolf to try and snipe the villager, maybe. Now we have some army presence on the field for the Lithuanians player as well, being chased by a couple of spearmen of Believe Me here, but pretty sure that Believe Me will at least get this relic. But looking at the relic count now, it's 2 relics for JSP kill here, so already did deny. Let's see, I think it's 6 relics total on tributary maps. So could be that the Cubans player still could be able to get 4 relics, but it's certainly not. JSP certainly not making it easy by contesting them here, bringing in 2 more here. So that's going to be 4 relics for JSP, negating the bonus to Cubans quite a bit. The walling in the relic. Airtron, no, good game isn't playing this one. So this is actually a weaker team of Russia F here. They I checked the ratings a moment ago. One of their players in this matchup is in the 1300s. So average elo between these teams might be actually 150 higher for Druzhina for this matchup. So I'd favor Druzhina here. More outposts. Oh, we want full map vision here for Grin, just compensating for losing these scouts early on. Relic's been walled in over here, so that's not going to be able to be snagged by the opposing team here. Although hoping for a monk pick off here, but with 2 spearmen of Believe Me accompanying the monk, this one is going to be brought home for Believe Me here. But look at JCP kill here, 5 relics. That's going to give a serious gold boost as well. See, none on gold for JSP right now, and still a steady trickle of resources here. A better make stuff happening then, yes. Exactly. Ant-Man with the outposts as well. Really want map vision up here. Ant-Man with this almost contesting Believe Me in builders here, actually. Whoa, that's a lot of houses to take up spots in the back here. University Monastery is up. Could it be that Ant-Man is going for Imperial Age soon here? Or it is all the way, of course. Earlier Imperial Age, I didn't know that I was too busy following the relics, but it is indeed an early Imperial for Adalwolf here with the Cubans. Potential for Siege Ram or Cap Ram, trying for some team walls here with houses it seems as well, but I think he trapped his own villagers here because they're just chilling out here, not doing anything. Oh, Arena is so slow, man. Chinese player going up as well. Monastery Siege Workshop here, going for stone, going for a more forward castle for the next one. Has to be the Chukonu play here for Gwyn with this kind of commitment to stone. No castles placed yet. Here is the university as well. Whereas the Lithuanian's pocket is still happily booming away here for Believe Me. It's on the way to the Imperial Age as well, but just now dropping the stables, doesn't really have any army on the field. Castle and Rangers going up for Mr. Moon here, of course going into the Archers play here as Britons. There's a surprisingly little military on the field though, JTP, that's mainly monks, whereas Adolf is going for the mounted units play here. Going for knights, going into... probably going into Cavalier soon enough. Maybe even Paladin. Oh. Alright, so we have a castle up for Ant-Man. Going to go for the Magodai here, as you obviously should with the Mongols. Fantastic unit in the late Imperial Age if you can get to the elite Magodai. Some houses to occupy space on the field as well and get a little bit of vision on the map. And a nice castle here to protect both of the stones here for the Ant-Man. And wait, is this a neutral stone? That's a fantastic stone generation for Mongols, if that's the case. It's just right outside Ant-Man's base. That's basically 2 free castles right here. JCP Kill on the forward with some monks here. Does manage to convert the villagers. He's not going to live for long, obviously. And here come the Britain's crossbows with that extra range to snipe monks to the best of their ability. Cavalier and Bloodlines on the way for Adalwolf, or Adal, is going for a scout as well. And Druzhina seem to already be thinking about trade here to wall off in between their bases here with some houses. If you wall all the way to this section, yeah, they have a bit of a team wall going here, and I think that's with late game trade in mind. Should it come to that, a couple of siege workshops and a castle going up for JSP Hill here. Everybody's in the Imperial Age by now, and chemistry on the way for the Britain's player. Quite a few ranges here. And this is a castle that should be very tough for JSP Kill to get up at this stage. He's only with 6 military bales on the castle, obviously. And he's going to have Malay Arbalest here versus the Britons. Seems like a very risky castle here. I don't think that one's going up for JSP Kill. Whoa, yeah, quite a few Lithuanians knights out now. They have +4, so should be what's that? 1 relic, 2 relics for Believe Me. Whereas Ant-Man has the elite Magodai. Here comes Adolf with the Cavalier though to chase the Lithuanian knights here. Would be fantastic to force a fight here for Adolf if he can. Cubans mounted units, they move a little bit faster as well. I mean, husbandry knights move at 10% faster, whereas Cubans, with their unique bonus for cavalry, they move a total of 15% faster. So this castle obviously gets denied of JSP Kill, and I hope he deleted that to conserve the stone. Let's see. Yeah, I think he did. And now Adal is going to bring his 40 military to the field to try and contest the Britain's numbers here, but not at all that easy for the Cubans cavalry to engage here in the middle of these choke points between the archery ranges here. I think this is actually a pretty bad fight for Adolf, but of course he has more army coming. He is consistently producing out of 5 stables, whereas Bellimi is going into the paladins here. So, yeah, Adol is sacrificing army here now, maybe trying to buy time or something here, but he most certainly can't challenge the Cubans Cavalier here with 12 plus 6 against his own 12 plus 4. Lithuanians got 2 relics, I believe. So Jace Pickle did a great job of denying most of the relics of the Lithuanians player, but it's still plus 2 more attack for the Cubans. Some heavy pressure here on Jace Pickle, but keeps the aggression out for now. Will maybe lose some forward production here. I think he lost some bombard cannons as well, but is well into Arbalest and Skirms production here to hold off against the Britons on this side. Meanwhile, we have Ant-Man fighting with Mango Divers Shukonu here. Should be a good fight for the Ant-Man, even with the smaller, less attack output for Mangodai and less attack output. They have the same range, whereas Mangodai, obviously being a mounted unit, has more HP. And they both have a rather fast firing rate, so I think that's a decent matchup. 2 castles up, Ant-Man going into stables here as well. I think he may be setting up for some Hussar raids later on here. If he can break through with the Trebs and get some raids in, it's actually already open here by the walls. So unless Green plugs that, that could be very, very devastating to Green's eco here if any Hussar raids find their way in. Strong push from Britons on the right-hand side here, though, and we have a mix of ARBs and Elite Skirms here for JSP kill, but this is a pretty solid capture and push from the Britons here. You don't hold that off with only ARBs and Skirms, obviously. Adolf is desperately needed here now to take out some from this siege push. Looks like Russia F is on a good forward here now with what they're doing, and their civilization combinations are working out. Pretty huge numbers of Paladin for the Lithuanians player, 12 plus 6 total, fully upgraded, whereas Adolf is also with Paladin with plus 4 because he doesn't get any relic bonus, obviously. Sending in the Paladins here should deal nicely with the Arbalest, or at the very least chase them back. I expect Adolf to split up a little bit here as well and try to deal with the siege here. Exactly. They're lucky that they at least got 2 relics. Yes. I was a bit surprised to see believe me, going up that early with Lithuanians and going straight for the triple TCs, not prioritizing one monastery instead. But they did get 2, and that is plus 2 attack still, so it means that the Lithuanians Paladins will still be stronger than the humans here. But numbers-wise, it looks like Adolf has the upper hand here. He's with 35, and Bellimi is with 46, but I think there's some of them are some other places of the map. Wow, trade already in place here for Russia F. That's going to be very much welcome for their gold income as well. Here comes a bit of a risky defensive castle for JSP kill here. The baseline has been breached. Here come a few more rams, and the Britain's Lithuanians push is very strong on this side on Druzhina here. Doesn't look good for the Malay player, and Ant-Man doesn't seem to be accomplishing too much on the other side, but on the other hand, you could say that pushing this hard on Malay yellow and green Pala players can never tell them apart. Yeah, good point. You have to look at the stats. So I'd say that one good thing about this very hard push on the Malay player is that Ant-Man has all the time in the world to get into ridiculous masses of elite Mangudai here, which means enemy siege will be less of a threat, and in these masses you believe they would even contest like small groups of paladins here, no problem. It's never ideal that Ant-Man will need to come over to the other flank to help though, and JSPKL is taking serious losses here with 68 villagers for JSPKL and population only 109, whereas the whole Russia F are pop capped over here. Here some hussars run in to try and snipe Trebs. It's 6 Chinese Trebs pushing here low. They probably have yeah, it's a good push going for them. Fortified wall is in for the Ant-Man, but he loses. I think he lost one. I'm not sure if he lost one castle there, but he's definitely going to lose this one because there's not really any repairs to commit to here. Too bad Alt-G doesn't work when watching a stream. Yeah, I've been on the Ant-Man's point of view the whole time here, so I might as well actually toggle it here. Probably good to distinguish green and yellow here. Not too many Cumans paladins on this side though. Looks like Akkal-AOE is mainly committing to the other side here. I think if you send in the Cumans paladins here, you could take a good fight against the Shukonu, but this is a horrible fight for the Ant-Man. I don't know what he's doing here. He's maybe just trying to buy some time to get some more castles up, get back into it. They desperately need some siege here, and Ant-Man has some onages in the mix. Could be looking at a huge shot here. That's more than decent for the Ant-Man. But I'm not too happy with the populations here. Russia F are completely pop-capped here for all 3 players, more or less. And for Druzhina, especially JSPKL here, is struggling against Britain's push. He's actually mainly fighting Britain's here now. There comes a little trickle of Lithuanian's paladins here as well, but yeah. Yeah, I hate using team colors for casting because it kind of eliminates the potential of talking about the different players in their actual colors. But in terms of paladins and telling the paladins apart, I'd agree with you that it's a good thing to have these colors. Well, it does look bright for Druzhina here. JSPKL could, of course, try for a reboom, but now we see... Okay, we see trade going up, actually. So they're going to go for a shorter trade route here, maybe. Where are the markets? Yeah, that has to be JSPKL. Akkal-AOE is going forward here with... what's the play here? Human. Whoa. Alright, so Akkal-AOE is going to go into the elite skirms here, apparently, against the Chukonu. $105. Yes. Ow! I think Ant-Man lost more of his own units there than enemy units. Yeah, I mean, trade has been up for a long time for Russia F already. I could actually look at the statistics here because I think that's okay. It's not that high. It's 1543, but it's still 1500 more gold than they would have otherwise. It doesn't look very bright for JSPKL's base here. Is losing literally everything here. Is down to 25 villagers. I think it's time for Druzhina to call the GG. Still have the Mangudai masses, of course, but elite Mangudai on their own can't carry this. Maybe Drill Siege Ram will make a difference here, because there's not necessarily an easy answer to that. There are lots of light cab, though, from the Chinese, but Mangudai seem to be dealing decently with those. But we are fighting with almost 200 population less here for Druzhina. It shouldn't be possible to come back from this unless they make a serious pressure. Look at this Shukonu slaughtering the siege rams here. Yeah, JCP is history. No way. This one is going. It's gonna need some time to get back to that. Adal is back on the Paladin production though, and all of the Rangers he put down here didn't happen. It's going for Siege Rams as well, I'd assume, with Cubans here. And also some palisade walls here to kind of obstruct the trade route of Russia F here. So some last efforts here, but I really don't see any way back for Druzhina in this one. With JSP completely dead on this side, they could just extend the push on Adolf, and Adolf can't even re-stonewall here. So he's, oh, ghost holes. And as maybe expected here, we have the GG called for Druzhina. It's going to be a 1-0 for Russia F here. So in terms of average elo of the players here, it's absolutely Russia F being the underdog here, but they seem to have a well thought through strat for Arena. You don't necessarily expect Chinese on Arena, for example. Lithuanians, of course, is very solid civ, and Britain's more than decent as well. But they were just pretty darn well coordinated and pushed pretty hard on the Malay player, effectively taking JSP kill out of the game, and you're left with the 2 vs 3 situation, which is always tough to come back from. Fantastic eco for the Lithuanians player, was untouched for the whole game. Went up at a pretty impressive, I think it was 24 up for the Lithuanians player here. KD is off the charge as well, so these Lithuanians Paladin, even having only +2, actually maybe they got the relics from JSP in the end. Let's see one Lithuanians Paladin here if I can find one. No, didn't snag the 5 relics in here, but they could have for sure. Largest army for Russia F overall, it seems as well. And yeah, Lithuanians eco with this kind of trade is not to be messed around. It could spam paladins until the end of days. 13-11 Castle Age for Believe beating JSP Kill to it. Obviously, more population going up for JSP Kill, but still right into 3 TCs for Believe here.